The answer is thousands upon thousands upon thousands of times. How do you describe a person? The answer is we use what's called a singular or plural personal pronoun. Pronoun stands for a noun. So when God says I, he's saying I'm one person. When somebody addresses him as thou or you singular, that's a person. When somebody describes him as he, himself, or what he owns as his, those are all singular personal pronouns. God is said to be one nephesh. If you want the Hebrew word for person, it would be nephesh, the Greek word psyche. One soul, one person, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of times. So what else do you want? Sometimes people are looking for philosophical answers. The Bible doesn't provide those. The Bible is not interested in giving you a philosophical idea of what a person is. If you want to study philosophy, that's all right. But the Bible wasn't written in philosophical terms. It's written in down-to-earth, clear terms. A person is a person is a person. One of the best texts is the one where it says, do we not all have one Father? Has not one God created us? That's wonderful parallelism. One God equals one Father. 1,300 times in the New Testament, the Greek word ortheos, meaning God, refers to guess who? The Father. Doesn't that suggest that the Father is the only one who is true God? As Jesus himself said, this isn't very difficult. So the answer is quite clear. Every time you have a singular personal pronoun for God, you're describing a person, a father, not a human person. We know that. Everybody knows that God isn't human. A divine person, an eternal person, a person who has no beginning, who has no end, who is the creator of everything.
Good example of the nefesh. Here we have Yahweh speaking of himself.
Yes.
If you can read the Hebrew there.
I can read the Hebrew in verse 8, reading from right to left there. Nishba Adonai Yahweh benafsho. That's to say, has sworn. Who has? Adonai, that's the Lord God. And he's sworn by, that's by in English, by his soul, by himself. There's the word nefesh with the O on the end, meaning by himself. So God's a soul there. He's a self. Thousands upon thousands of times.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite striking to hear the biblical writers speak about God as one soul, a soul, a person, an individual. When you say a philosophical thing is what was introduced into our faith, that God was somehow, I don't even know what to call it, a what? No. Don't we have today, Anthony, Christians, intellectual scholars, right? We have those people saying, teaching to the public that God is three who's in one what.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Let the audience tonight think, how bad is that? Where in the Bible is God ever called a what? That would be in Greek an ousia. So that's an invention by philosophically minded people who didn't like the Hebrew way of thinking. They said, we can do better than that. They improved, so-called, so to speak, but wrongly. They thought they were improving on the Bible. So it's nonsense to say that God is three hypostases in one being. In other words, three persons in one what. Simply ask that person to show you, where does the Bible ever say God is a thing or a what? Never. He's always a father, and he's always a single, divine, not human, of course, immortal person. That's rather easy.